So we just had the weigh-in for the big light heavyweight title fight tomorrow night between champion Sergey Kovalev and challenger Andre Ward. Now, what struck me in the face-to-face that these guys had earlier on in the week and also here at the weigh-in was the fact that Andre Ward, far from being the smaller man or appearing the smaller man, he actually looks physically bigger than Sergey Kovalev. And I'm not just talking about height because he appears slightly taller, or I think they're both listed as 6 feet tall. Ward appears slightly taller, but he could just be wearing shoes with thicker soles. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about his actual body size. His chest, his shoulders, even his head seems bigger than Kovalev's head. So that was a little bit of a surprise to me. But then again, maybe I was thinking about the Sullivan-Barrera fight too much, because Barrera was clearly bigger than Andre Ward when they fought. But looking back on it, I can see that Barrera is just a huge light heavyweight. He looked more like a cruiserweight in there than a light heavyweight. And Sullivan-Barrera is clearly a bigger man than Sergey Kovalev. Now, why do I bring this up, and what is the significance of me saying that Andre Ward appears to be physically bigger than Sergey Kovalev? Well, so much of Andre Ward's game is based on physicality and strength on the inside. He's not a big puncher. He's never going to be a big puncher. But what he lacks in punching power, he makes up for in, as I say, physical strength on the inside. He fought many guys at super middleweight who hit a lot harder than him, like Mikhail Kessler, like Carl Froch, like Alan Green, so on and so forth. But they weren't physically stronger than him. Look what he did to Alan Green on the inside. Bullied him. Look at the way he manhandled Carl Froch on the inside. Guys who were much harder punchers than he was. It kind of reminded me of, well, in a lot of fights, Andre Ward kind of reminds me of Holyfield when he fought Tyson. Because although Tyson was a much bigger puncher than Holyfield, Holyfield appeared to be the stronger guy on the inside, and he was having his way in the clinches and the mauling and stuff like that, and getting hands free and clipping Tyson with shots here and there, punching when he wanted to punch. That is an integral part of Andre Ward's game. And if he's able to implement that against Sergey Kovalev and push him on the back foot, I think Kovalev, you see, some people might dismiss this, but I pick up little things. And I've seen Kovalev, particularly in the Nathan Cleverly fight, start to look a little frustrated when his punches weren't having the desired effect as quickly as he wanted them to. And I think, maybe I'm wrong about this, but I think Kovalev is one of those guys who will be similar to Tyson, where when what he's doing isn't working and he starts to lose rounds and what have you, I think he's going to start acting out, and he's going to start complaining, and he's going to start getting frustrated and doing all kinds of different things. And that to me will be a sign that he's starting to crack mentally, when he starts acting out and complaining about this, that, and the other. And if Andre Ward can actually get on the inside, push this guy back, not allow him to impose his power on him, then yeah, we might see Kovalev actually capitulate mentally. It's a big task though for Andre Ward, because if you look at the Kovalev-Bernard Hopkins fight, Kovalev did a terrific job of keeping his distance from Hopkins, maintaining a certain distance. So when Hopkins tried to put his head down and rush in to start working on the inside and use his roughhouse tactics, Kovalev was ready for that, would take a step back and fire in that hard right hand. And that's in fact the shot that dropped Bernard Hopkins early in that fight. And that's the move that dropped him. Hopkins tried to rush in to get some inside work going. Kovalev cleverly and sharply stepped back and then fired in the right hand. Down went Bernard Hopkins. So he needs to implement a similar type of game plan against Andre Ward here. Don't let Ward get close. If Ward is actually quick enough on his feet, and he hasn't looked particularly quick in his past couple fights. But if he has that old Andre Ward speed back, and he's able to outspeed Kovalev, so Kovalev isn't catching Ward on the way in, and Ward's able to get on the inside, then Kovalev's going to have a lot of problems. Because seeing the sizes of both fighters, I wouldn't be at all surprised if Andre Ward, just like he was stronger than Froch and Kessler and all those guys at super middleweight, I wouldn't be at all surprised if he's actually stronger up close than Kovalev as well. And Kovalev will have a world of problems if that is the case. So it's an intriguing fight. I'm definitely looking forward to it. A lot of people are picking Andre Ward on points. I think the closer we get to the fight, the more and more people seem to be picking Andre Ward. Whereas when the fight was initially made and announced, I felt as though the majority of the public were picking Kovalev. And when the fight was initially announced, I was very much on the fence. But after a couple of weeks, I started saying Kovalev. And I've been saying pretty much Kovalev from there on in. But it is an intriguing fight because both guys are going up against something they've never faced before. Kovalev has never faced anybody anywhere near as good as Andre Ward from a technical point of view as a professional. Perhaps even from an athletic point of view. You could argue Pascal, but Pascal's sloppy with his athleticism. Obviously, he did face Hopkins, who's technically very good, but as many people have said, and as I've also said, I see Andre Ward as Bernard Hopkins 2.0. He's a younger version of Hopkins, but a more athletically gifted version of Hopkins. I'm not saying he's going to have the longevity Hopkins had. The guy's an alien. But I do feel that, because I lived through the era of prime Hopkins. And to me, he wasn't as gifted as Andre Ward is. So I really do see him as Hopkins 2.0. This will be far beyond and far above any skill level that Kovalev has seen so far as a professional. But at the same time, Andre Ward will be facing a puncher in Kovalev who is far more formidable and dangerous than anything he's faced before as a professional, maybe even as an amateur. This might be the hardest puncher he's ever been in the ring with, full stop. So how will Andre Ward react to that power? Kovalev, when he hits people, it's as if their muscle tissue disintegrates under the force of his blows. When he was fighting Jean Pascal, particularly in the rematch, even when he was jabbing Pascal to the body and the shoulders, you could just tell every punch was hurting Pascal. And Pascal is built like a tank. But yet, Kovalev's punches were just crushing him. That's why they call him the Crusher. Will he be able to get into the positions to land those solid jabs and those solid shots on Andre Ward? Hit him in the shoulder. Remember, Andre Ward's got that bad right shoulder. Will he be able to get that shot across? One thing that Ward has, which I'm not sure Kovalev has faced before, is Ward is naturally left-handed. I never actually realized this. I've always known that Ward's left hand is his dominant hand, but I thought that might just be because of the fact that his right shoulder has been injured most of his career. It hasn't been 100%, so I thought maybe he just adapted to use his left. I didn't actually realize he's naturally left-handed. So I don't think Kovalev will have faced somebody who has such a dominant left hook up front like Andre Ward has. So that's going to be something interesting to see how Ward can implement that left hook up front and see if he can catch Kovalev or how easily he can catch Kovalev with it. Kovalev's one of those guys who he keeps his hands fairly low, but he likes to keep his right kind of sometimes in front of his mouth or sometimes on the right side of his face, his right glove I'm talking about. So Andre Ward might be able to come with a jab and then hook off the jab and be able to catch Kovalev with left hooks. So we'll see. All I know is if Kovalev is catching Andre Ward anywhere near as frequently as Sullivan Barrera was catching him, Andre Ward's going to get knocked out. As far as I'm concerned, it's just that simple. The version of Ward who fought Barrera is not good enough to beat Sergey Kovalev in my mind. He has to get hit far less and he has to be far more effective up close. And that might be possible, as I say, because for all I know, for all we know, Sullivan Barrera might actually be physically stronger than Sergey Kovalev on the inside. He's certainly a very big man. So anyway, people, these are my thoughts on the Kovalev-Ward fight. Both guys weighed in at 175, bang on the limit. So Ward's certainly not a small light heavyweight. Kovalev's, I mean, I don't think any of them are particularly big light heavyweights. Neither one of them seemed drained at the weigh-in. Kovalev has never seemed drained at any of his weigh-ins. This is not like Canelo when he weighs in at 154, 155. He's a dead man walking, a corpse, because he's so huge at that weight. Whereas when you see Kovalev weigh in for most of his fights and Ward here at 175, both guys look healthy. Yeah, they're going to rehydrate a little bit, but I don't think they're going to rehydrate that much. It's not going to be anything crazy, I don't think. So anyway, let me stop waffling here. You guys let me know what you felt about the weigh-in and give me your thoughts on the fight, the strategies both guys may employ, what both guys need to do to win. I've always said, and I'll keep saying, that Ward has to implement his inside game. I can't see him winning the fight on the outside. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he'll be able to use speed and angles and whatnot on the outside to get the win that way. But I just feel that Kovalev is good at cutting off the ring. He's good at stalking, and he's too comfortable on the front foot. You don't want to give him the opportunity to get his power shots off. You don't want to give him that space. If you do, he's eventually going to land. Surely he's going to land something hard and he's going to hurt you. So I feel like if Ward's going to win, yeah, he's going to have to move around some. But similar to the Carl Froch fight, he's also going to have to come on the inside a lot of the time and force Kovalev back to the ropes, make him uncomfortable, rough him up if he's going to get the victory, at least in my mind. So that's how I feel, people. Let me know how you feel. Drop it all in the comment section below. It's your boy Hartman, I'm out.